that's a good
Wow, I
time to start
actually
there.
rolled light side. What?
Oh,
I
nice.
contributed my usual dark side to the pool. It fits my mood.
I flip-flopped.
And then there was Jeff.
And then
And
No,
then
No more and then. Thank you.
I know, and then.
No, and then. And then.
there's always an and then.
Alrighty then.
I need to watch that movie again.
Alrighty then.
yeah.
I need to watch that
Dude.
movie again.
Sweet.
It doesn't quite fit under 80s sci-fi, but we should squeeze it in there.
Well, we should. Yep. Doesn't fit under Arnold movies either. Shit.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have to do that one off.
Oh no.
All right, so we are about to embark on a new mission.
So is there any last minute stuff y'all needed to do from last mission?
Spent my points. I think I'm good.
Think so.
I'm just throwing it out there as filler.
No, I don't even know. I haven't even looked. Yeah. I don't have squat for duty. Okay, so assuming everybody else is in about the same spots.
It's starting to really come down here, so if y'all lose us, just FYI.
Roger, roger. Oh, Golda.
Mhm.
Are you joining us on Friday?
Do it.
I'm going to try.
Okay.
I have other plans, but I'm gonna see if I can get out of them so I can come see you guys.
Roger, roger.
Well, with
Jim, do you want to?
Oh sure, your bestie joins and now you wanna.
No, I mean, it's like the way I just went last week, but
Jocelyn's
you
coming.
know what? No. Go ahead and put us down.
Yay! All right. So we're back up to 11. Nice.
Are you
11. Wow.
Damn.
If this party goes
Oh,
to
wait.
11.
Jeff said no, so that we're down to 10. Okay.
Ah, wow. What a party pooper.
Yeah, 10. Yep. Cool. I'll make the reservation tomorrow. All right. So if there's no other business to wrap up from last session,
Not that I can think of.
we have a new mission to infiltrate, go figure, a Imperial outpost. While there, our primary objective is to assassinate a key Imperial officer by the name of General Corvin Drax. He's a brutal leader of the recent Imperial crackdown on Corulag, and during his visit to or from a strategic supply depot. While we're there, secondary objectives include planting explosives in the depot to destroy or damage key stockpiles of weapons, armor, and vehicles. In addition, if we can acquire resources, there are shipments of medical supplies and rations desperately needed by the recently freed rebel cell. Lastly, there is a possible recruitment opportunity if we can identify and persuade any disillusioned Imperial agent to provide intelligence on future supply movements. So be on the lookout for anyone that doesn't seem to be happy with their job. Now, because of our recent activities, there will be heightened security. We aren't sure specifically how that presents itself, but it is a fortified position. It has been reinforced with additional turrets, sentry droids, and a large garrison to prevent a direct assault, dangerous at best. General Drax is protected by his personal guard, elite troopers trained to neutralize any assassination attempts. As for the alarms and traps, we do know that the depot is equipped with an alarm system and traps designed to catch would-be saboteurs. So careful planning and skilled deactivation are a must. Any questions?
Can you share that in the chat?
I certainly can. Let me go ahead. Whoa! Let me start from the top and scroll down, because from the bottom up did not stop at where I wanted it to. In fact, it went several posts above that.
If it helps, I can just do that for them in the Skype.
Oh, sure. Right after I click Control-C. Stealing my thunder.
Is this depot on planet or off planet?
It is on Corulag, yes.
Okay.
And yes, after your latest exploits, Imperial security has redoubled its efforts, so to speak.
What? Is there a rebel problem?
Well, the terrorist problem is the problem.
Oh, is there? Oh,
Imperial Homeland Security.
haven't noticed that.
Thankfully, we lowly shopkeeps do not directly experience such issues.
Right? Not that we're ever at the shop, but hey.
You're mostly
But if we
at the shop
did,
for your
it wouldn't
day
be a
job.
problem.
Well, that's what we have a Lon Shudike for.
Right?
And of course, you will definitely notice the primary goal there, Tozen, is just to eliminate the general. Everything else is gravy.
Yep, that's why I said it. That was the primary objective. Everything else is all secondary. But, you know, we are completionists, so...
Kind of what we do.
So, trappy type. So who's our mechanical and stuff?
I'm decent at the mechanics. I don't have any
Okay.
ranks in it, but I do have 5 green
Okay.
I think I'm.
and a toolbox, which I think gives me something.
I've got 5 green for mechanics.
I know what mechanics are.
I can spell mechanic.
She's
Right.
known a few.
Maybe?
I don't have any ranks in mechanics, but I stayed at a Best Western once.
That is about where this is.
So, I think that one of the first things we want to do is, as usual, have Simi try to get plans for the outpost. However, I would spend extra time, Simi, in securing your connection to ensure that it is not traceable. Metagaming, I don't know if that comes as
Traceable.
No, I have to take into consideration the increased security levels.
Absolutely. In addition, we really want to stop and think about any advantageous gear that we need.
Already looking.
I
The
would-
shopping
I
montage.
have so much
begins.
money, you guys. I can spend if we need to upgrade our ship. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I have 5,000 credits. I don't know how much you have, but that can disappear pretty quickly.
yeah, I have just over 8,000.
Nice.
Here.
Having a secondary security sweeper wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. Having more than one sound dampener wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. Explosives, I think I mentioned explosives are going to be needed to detonate the weapons and armor stores. So we'll definitely want to pick up explosives. Whoever our demolitions expert is, if you could follow up on that.
Demolitions falls under what?
Mechanics.
I don't have.
Mechanics is most of your demolition stuff.
Yeah, because I'm.
No, okay. So then, Kelly, you and I should remember to get explosives. That's right. I remember this happening once before where we made things go boom.
We're in best station. With,
Oh, wrong droid.
Space.
Yep. All right. So, Simi, if you could worry about the hacking, I will look into getting the explosives. In fact, I will contact Rebel HQ and see if they have any they can provide us.
Ooh,
All
that
right.
sounds like a negotiation. Who's going first?
Okay, I'm gonna roll for security.
Wow. Okay, now you can roll now that I got the dice pool set.
Oh. All right.
Oh.
Fuck me. I am gonna use my one thing to
Reroll.
re-roll. And I'm going to use a light side point.
I've got the upgrade in there for you.
What the
Ouch.
heck? This
Eggs.
Making up for all of your brilliant successes.
Eggs.
apparently.
Hey, but at least there's no threat. Unfortunately, the information you're looking for seems to be unavailable. Almost like someone's afraid that someone is scouring the HoloNet's ether webs, and they figured if I just delete the file, nobody can use it.
All right. So,
But what would you like for those 3 advantages?
Next person to go gets a
Upgrade?
yes.
Okay.
would that be my contacting Rebel Command for explosives?
Pretty much. Well, whoever,
I've got the upgrade there as Simi is info dumping on you how the Imperial security has been heightened as Simi is not uncovering any information. And the information should be there.
Alright.
So I don't suppose I can use a leadership role to communicate with Rebel Command for them explosives now, can I?
Unfortunately, for requisitioning, that's a negotiation.
So who's our negotiator? Well, I can do a negotiation. I'm not great at it, but I've got plenty of greens. Oops, my bad. That was totally a finger spasm.
Well, that's fine. I already had the roll in there for you.
Oh,
With
okay.
the upgrade.
There you go.
Beautiful.
So you take 1 strain when you're asking for explosives. And they're just like, oh, dude, what do you want? With, what is that, 8 successes? There's so
Yeah.
many, I almost lost count. They will provide you any and all explosives on a transport that you'll have to go to the airport and pick them up. But they will be there and available for you for pickup.
Beautiful.
There's going to totally be a mining ship there that's only got 1 guy who doesn't know what he's doing. He's not really a rebel. But the cargo unit's going to be there for you guys to take any and all mining supplies you need off of it.
Excellent.
As we get the AT montage that you can go pick up any and all explosives you want.
So, Jim, do you want to provide us the acceptable explosives for what we plan on doing, or would you rather me get back to you at a later point with what we're taking?
I'm good with either or. I was just going to Google the Wikipedia link for Star Wars and just give you that link.
Yeah, no, I can look it up in Ogdudes and look up explosives, I think, and find what'll work. All right, so since we were unsuccessful in gaining plans, which would have been the most ideal, the second best thing we should do is scout out the outpost, kind of get a sense of troop movements and what kind of defenses and things we can see from the perimeter, nice and stealthily, of course. So preparation is one, either up to you guys what you want to do first, either one, scouting, or two, going and retrieving the explosives. We could do those in either order, I think. I would probably do the scouting mission first, just in case we do draw any heat. We're not immediately going back afterwards and attempting to complete our primary objectives. But like I said, it's up to you guys.
Sending somebody to scout it out, I like it.
Well, I'm good for scouting if that's what we'll want to do.
I don't know. Your track record hasn't been very convincing. I'm just kidding. He doesn't say that.
Is that perception? Like, what is scouting?
I mean, my stealth is 1 blue, or 4 green and 1 blue, but I don't have the best no, I guess it's a 3 green perception, but not great.
I mean, the big part of scouting would be either a stealth or deception to get in position, and then a perception or vigilance to scout it out.
Yep.
As I shock and terrify you with that idea.
An explosive belt, huh?
I just figured I'd throw that out there for you.
So how many of those bad boys are we going to need? 1 each?
I mean, how many do you want to wear is the question.
2 each?
Yeah. Crisscross them like bandoliers underneath your disguise.
Right. All right, so more to the point, is anyone opposed to us doing some scouting first?
I'm fine.
I'm good with it.
I think we should absolutely do that.
I mean, my thing, I mean, if I'm involved, like I said, my stealth is okay, and I obviously can go with somebody today and be somebody tomorrow, so.
True that, but not all of us have that luxury. There you go. That's exactly how we want to be prepared for the explosives. But yeah, I'm thinking that we'd be able to do a group stealth roll, Jim. Is that correct? And so we could have Dave, you assist Jeff.
Because yours is what? I don't think yours wasn't all that good, right?
Mine's 3 yellow and 1 green.
Oh, no, better, so I could assist and add a blue to his self.
Yep. All right, so
the question
go be spies.
What is your what is the modus operandi here?
Where's this at?
For the supply depot?
The where the general's at. Where's this at? Is it somewhere you could be cruising by casually, or?
It is in the occupied part of the capital city, so it is in a no-fly zone. Go figure. The TIE fighters kind of reinforced that. But it is a open supply depot where ships basically drop down and land and load up their cargo and fly away. does have the typical Imperial base-like feel. Simi is totally distraught that they cannot bring up a hologram for you of this place.
I'm most displeased.
As am I.
But we could basically walk by.
You could basically get within like half a mile of it.
Only a half mile?
Unless you do something sneaky or
Oh, okay.
deceptive. To get a little bit closer before the stormtroopers say, "Get along, citizen."
Yeah, I don't want to do anything as bold as trying to get on-prem. We can always get binoculars and look from a distance if we can get within a half-mile range. That would be pretty good. I think we would want to go in from the quiet side of the base, if there is one. Sound dampening in case they have any kind of listening devices set up around the base, pointing outward.
Stealth in wherever and look and scan half mile away. That shouldn't be too bad.
So you guys are basically driving up in a vehicle and being super sneaky and gonna pop out and look?
Yeah, I'd probably park us a couple of clicks away and trek the rest of the way in. Not driving right up to a half mile, jumping out of the car and saying, "Hey, everybody, look at the base over there. Now let's go." Because a lot harder to be stealthy in a truck than it is on foot.
And someone is assisting our stealther, right?
Right. And I'm tempted to use my clever solution because I haven't used it once since I've gotten it. But once per session, make one skill check using cunning rather than the characteristic linked to that skill. So using stealth with cunning rather than agility. Which would change me to 4 yellow, 2 green.
That would be wise.
Okay, is there any cost to using that?
It just once per session.
Okay, so what do I need to add to your dice pool to make it right?
1 yellow, 1 green.
Yeah, 1 yellow, 1 green.
God, I'm good.
Alrighty. All kinds of fancy
And
stuff.
a blue.
And the blue.
Sorry,
The
Dave.
blue's already in there.
Oh, before we actually go there, can I make a knowledge warfare check? For my daily blues?
Here I've got the dice pool all ready. And you want me to clear
Oh,
everything
sorry,
to put in 3 purple. My God, go ahead.
Sorry, not sorry.
Make you roll.
One of these days I'll get a triumph. One of these days. Alright, so 3 blues.
Maybe next time try saying it like Canadian. Sorry.
Sorry.
What I was thinking.
Sorry.
So you got your 3 pips on your token?
I'm working on it. We're gonna go like that. We're gonna go like that. We're gonna go like that. And we're gonna... Well,
Just to make sure I had that right, that was a blue, a green, and a yellow, right? That's
I've got a blue, a red, and a purple, and a broken heart.
So go ahead and
Take the
make
broken
that
heart off though, because
stealth roll as you totally pull the
Before I
vehicle
do,
up.
I have one more adjustment. I'm going to use Master as Shadows and suffer 2 strain to decrease the difficulty by 1.
Ooh. Okay, take your 2 strain. Got rid of a purple dice.
I did. And if my pool's ready,
Your pool is ready.
let's see what this does.
That was like no bad stuff at all. I don't like that roll.
I'm okay with it.
Okay, so you guys find a nice, beautiful spot just outside the bamboo forest that overlooks. It has this beautiful wafting of the bamboo in the wind overlooking the facility. Now the question is, who's going to give me the perception or vigilance check?
Well, I did say we were bringing binoculars, so I'm trying to look super quick, because it's not going to be me. I don't have a great perception. But I'm trying to look to see if there are any binoculars.
I was trying to look too before we got there.
But I will give you a blue for your binoculars.
Cool.
And I have a 2 yellow, 6 green for my perception.
How do you get 2 yellow, 6 green? That's impossible.
I'm sorry. 2 yellow, 4 green.
There you go.
Because I can't add. I can't count.
Yeah, 'cause that would be amazing.
So the electro binoculars user may remove 1 black imposed due to long range or low light.
Now, are you wanting the blue or are you wanting to remove the black? Because both are in play.
I'll let Jeff decide since he's doing the perception.
Given the way my rolls have been going, I'd like to take a black off.
Okay.
And I'll throw you a blue. Ta-da!
Oh, ho, ho.
Best of both worlds.
And we're ready?
I mean, I guess we're going to make this interesting.
Okay.
We brought balance to the force. As you guys have the car parked and you whip out your big, hunky Luke Skywalker style binoculars. You see Imperial probe droids moving in a very helixy pattern around the base. As you crank the dial and you zoom in.
And here we go.
Nice.
Okay. That's perceptive. Okay.
That's very perceptive. Anything for your advantage?
Ooh, I like the suggestion there.
Yeah, I was going to say, recall additional information associated with the object noticed.
That's...
Since this is an information gathering phase, I would like more information.
Yeah,
Okay.
Real additional details with all the successes.
So as you're looking at the base, you see there is 2 different ways in and out. One which obviously you've got the rank and file troops who are using the back entrance. And the front entrance seems to be very VIP-ish. Obviously you're thinking with your successes that the inspection will be happening from the front gate, not the back gate. You notice 3 obvious egresses into the facility.
Oh, hey, Jim. Since I've had a little bit more time to look, what we would really like to have used, and I would have been happy to spend the 500 credits on it, would have been long-range infra binoculars, which would have given us the ability to see through up to 2 meters of wall, in addition to anything out in the open.
And what's the range on those?
10 kilometers.
Okay,
And it still has the user may remove 1 black imposed due to long range or low light.
okay,
So it didn't change anything that way.
as obviously Tozen's using the fancy ones, or you're using the perceptive ones, so you have 3 obvious egresses onto the base.
Okay.
You could attempt some deception-y and drive on the base like you've done before in previous situations. Security does seem very strict, and they seem to be IDing everyone coming on base. And you notice at both entrances, there's each one of the little kiosks, like you've seen before, because it's Imperial and they're all cookie cutter, has 2 stormtroopers and a KX droid at each one. So there's basically 4 troopers and 2 droids at each gate, which you don't want to tangle with those guys. Because remember, they are the Terminators.
Right.
Yeah, and I think we really should try to use a different method of entry, because we have done the fake IDs a whole bunch, and they're probably getting wise to that.
Probably.
And adjacent to that is you do notice this is a supply depot. There's cargo vehicles coming on and going off base pretty often through the back exit. If somebody could say time things right, you could get into one of the basically trucks that's coming onto base. They seem to be, from what you saw, droid driven.
Excellent.
Good thing we have a droid. Can she drive?
And not. Well, they probably have a specific type of droid, but
These are very basic class 1 droids.
Jim, since we were here for a while, could we identify any of the ships and perhaps identify where they're coming from or going to, based on markings they have on them, such as, yellow delivery trucks or FedEx or UPS, and
you
so we
can
know
clearly
they're probably
see
coming from the warehouse?
The company name plastered on the back
Beautiful.
for freight supply.
Excellent.
and they're going through pretty much unmolested.
They seem to be getting scanned, but not molested.
Okay.
Then you notice there's obviously you're seeing there's a physical fence and a laser fence on the other side of it. And this is Star Wars, so it's like visible beams that if a beam is broken, someone is alerted to it. As that exact moment, some kind of bird flocks into the beam, and you see the security turrets all turn that direction. And the third attempted egress is you see that there's at the perimeter, there's a little wash basically around the facility, and there's a water sewage system looking pipes that obviously divert water runoff.
Oh, we had so much luck the last time we did that.
Hey, my job's just to give you options for your successes.
All right, so we have options available to us. Were we able to get a pretty good idea of the pattern and rotation of the guards?
From what you're showing, most of the guards are sedimentary. They sit at one spot. You do notice there is that pattern of the probe droids circling around.
Gotcha.
They're floating about 100 feet in the air, and these 3 droids basically protect 3 sides at any one time. And they seem to have some kind of pattern, but if someone wants to give me a warfare to figure out what that pattern is.
What? Who would that be?
Not it.
Are you ready for me?
Thought you were an expert warfare.
I am ready. I know he was saying that. I'm like, come on. We all know who's gonna go for it. You make out
very good warfare.
the standard Imperial pattern Delta Theta.
Okay.
Which means when there is a blank on the side that's not protected, you know you have about 8 minutes before one of the droids will come patrolling that side.
All right. So if we attempt to breach the fence, we know we have 8 minutes to do so.
Or the sewer, or if you want to make sure you don't have the droid being scrutinizing when you guys come in by the road.
True, but I think coming in by the road, we'd have the least success in trying to time that.
It's not like the droid's gonna, go quickly when the guys are scanning the truck.
Right, but depending on when we board the truck, how long it takes to get there, timing it to get there in that 8-minute window is perhaps difficult. I mean, I don't know, maybe I can make another knowledge roll to coordinate that, but hey, that's a bridge we'll cross when we get there, right?
Well, the question is, what exactly are they scanning for? So,
Would someone with computers like to be handed the binoculars to check? Especially since you can see through the scanners because you have fancy goggles.
I will gladly do so.
Okay, so you hand me the special binoculars.
Yep.
he's like, they're brand new. Don't drop them.
As Simi totally puts them up against her photoreceptors, you can hear the scratching on the glass.
Are you ready?
I'm ready for a computers roll. Ridiculous as always. As you basically tell them that the scanner is a multi-purpose scanner. More importantly, this is made for detecting life forms, especially if using like transporting, food stuff to make sure you don't have anything living inside there when it's just plants and stuff. It can differentiate between mammalian and plant and bacterial life forms. As she Simi totally info dumps on you. As well as can detect up to 400 different types of explosives. It's not really built to detect power sources, which is probably why it's used for these vehicles coming in.
Yeah.
And Simi has a whole bunch of successes and an advantage.
Use the additional information.
Additional information. I will give you that by all means, since the scanner does not pick up power sources, most likely droids or people frozen in carbonites would go undetected.
God.
Thank you, Clone Wars, for that episode where they did just that.
Mm-hmm.
But you wouldn't need to be as extreme as doing something detrimental to your crew like that. It is possible that you could get a storage compartment made of a specific metal which is very dense, like carbonite, and hide them inside a cargo container of carbonite construction. But it would have to be environmentally sealed to block the scanner. Meaning someone would probably have to open it from the outside.
Well, the other issue is would be the oxygen.
Well, it's easy enough with oxygen tanks on the inside and keep Simi on the outside to let us out because they don't detect droids. So,
Chosen is forming a plan here.
yep, that's what I do.
All right. So now it's a matter of coming up with said equipment.
And Simi
Yep.
will totally tell you that fabricating something of that source would cost upward to 12,000 credits.
Good lord.
Whew. Time to contact Rebel Command again. No, but we still haven't, like I said, we still haven't decided on which route we're going to take. So that is just one other thing to factor into the one other thing to factor into the plan.
Yeah.
I mean,
other
you can
part
always
would
just pack
be-
the explosives in carbonite and not have to worry about them being detected.
Well, we still got to get in there, so. He's stepping up his game, making it difficult.
I'm giving nothing but options.
I found a typo in Og Dudes.
Yeah, options with all this security and all this stuff. I just say we call in a tactical nuke that gets rid of him.
There you go.
Everything.
Nuke decipher more of it. It's the only way to be sure.
So Dave, I have to ask, is that your military experience speaking, or have you been playing Helldivers 2 recently?
No. The experience. I mean, my father in Vietnam, his philosophy was, it looks suspicious, you call in the world on it and artillery and everything, and you blow the shit out of the hill, then you go up the hill and see what's going on.
Yep.
And he had a situation with a lieutenant that trying to make a name and stuff, and told they were going to charge up a hill, and he refused the order and bombed the shit out of the hill, and there was like 16 machine gun nests up the hill.
Nice.
Would have wiped out the platoon
Yep.
if he had followed the orders. So, and then the lieutenant tried to write my dad up for cowardice in face of the enemy.
Oh.
Which didn't go anywhere. The lieutenant did somewhere. Nobody knows.
He became somebody else's problem.
Yep. So.
And
So
that's
yes,
why hand grenades were never kept track of.
So yeah. So no, that is in certain situations not a bad philosophy and process. So.
All we know is a droid-piloted cargo ship just crashed in the supply depot that day.
Alright, carrying explosive supply. And we got plenty of explosive supplies.
True that.
And a ship. No.
High orbital bombardment.
So we'll probably need to acquire or replicate or something some kind of a uniform, whether it be like the workers, are they coming in and out of the building and stuff fairly free flow, or they seem to have any kind of restrictions once they're on campus there?
They basically go through the same scanning process, which means, yes, when you see shift change happen, it gets mighty busy and a long line. And once they're on base, you notice that they basically, from what you're seeing from your observation, they just go straight to work. You know,
Right.
loading
so they're
up
not
cargo.
being rescanned to enter the building or nothing like that. It's just getting
Once
into
they're
the
in
compound.
the facility, they go straight to work, moving cargo containers from pile A to pile B.
Okay.
Can we time how long a cargo container is usually on-prem?
Simi's trying to keep track of it all, but it seems like someone's got a system, but it takes sometimes days for some containers to be offloaded. So unless you're gonna stake this place out for a couple days, Simi won't be able to quite get the pattern yet.
That's fair. So can we at least then identify containers that have been there longer than we have been observing?
Which is most of them.
Yeah, they haven't moved. Stuff's been, since you started looking out, nothing has really been offloaded. So it looks like they maybe have one or two transports move every 8-hour shift. And they don't all get the same containers or anything like that. You're not seeing a pattern yet.
All right, so
There's probably a pattern. It's probably some douchebag quartermaster's preferred method because it's better than anything else he's been told by robots to do. But you can't quite make out the pattern.
all right. So what I'm thinking is we go in on one vessel, we get out on another vessel. Are they being scanned when they leave Prem?
Now, what do you mean by vessel? Because remember, there are ships landing and loading up and leaving too.
I mean the cargo containers that are being trucked in and out.
The trucked in and out are only getting scanned in, and they're kind of like rushed out. They don't have to be scanned unless, the guards. You notice like 1 in 10 gets scanned on the way out. It must be either an algorithm or the guard's choice.
We can work with that. All right, so we will review those options. Did we identify kind of a quiet area of the fence? Perhaps back towards this bamboo forest?
Ooh, somebody give me a vigilance roll, but don't roll yet. Okay.
1, 2, 3, not it, I think. Yeah, vigilance sucks for me. Who's our best vigilance person?
I've got one. I've got a yellow and 2 green, and it's a curse spell.
Yeah, I'm like 1 yellow.
Yeah, I've got 1 yellow.
All right, so it looks like it's me.
Yep.
Yep.
Looks like you're the one that pays attention to the details. And that's why the devil's in the details.
That's right. You said for me to wait. Let me know when I can go.
Go for it.
Nice.
Okay, there is
minimum effort.
There is a spot where during that little 8-minute window you know about, it seems that there's a corner of the fence that definitely seems out of sight of any direct turrets or anything like that.
Nice.
So every half hour for 8 minutes, that corner is a free spot. And what would
fence, though. What
Lachelle?
Fence.
Yeah, we're talking an actual fence you'd have to climb,
okay.
and then there's a laser fence on the inside of it. And what would you like for that advantage there?
I honestly do not know, guys. Do you have any suggestions?
Notice key environmental factors like how much space was between the physical fence and the laser fence.
There's easily enough that a person could climb down and stand or duck without being hit by the laser fence.
Okay, so a couple of feet probably, 2-3 feet.
Yeah, at least 3 feet from this distance.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Now you have even more options.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nothing but options. So many options.
Anybody? Thoughts?
Did the fence
Comments?
look like it was just a normal fence, or did it look like it had any kind of motion or vibration sensing equipment attached to it?
It looks like just a normal fence.
Okay.
Or dead critters or bugs fried, laying against it.
Yep.
Matter of fact, when you're looking at it through your special goggles, it doesn't even look like it's there.
I turned that feature off, Jim. All right, so we have multiple options and we can discuss those before planning the mission to go in. Perhaps now we should go procure our explosives.
Okay.
How do we want to do this? Because we have basically an idiot at the shuttle port with a mining vessel. If one of us keeps him busy, the rest of us can perhaps take whatever the hell we want, but Rebel Command assures me that whatever we want and more will be available.
I can be distracting.
Oh, yes, you can.
As long as it's As long as it's a person, I can be distracting.
True that.
You can distract your droid too.
I mean, I'm sure I can. I'm just not as good at it.
Okay.
Why, did he have a droid? I don't think he had a droid. I think it was just some dude.
Yeah, the idea from what you're getting is it's a mining supply ship with a space trucker whose whole job is to come park here. Some clients are going to come pick up their cargo containers. He doesn't look at the cargo container. You don't look at him, you know.
No, even easier. All right. So.
And we're needing those for... Trying to remember,
secondary objective to blow up as much munitions and equipment as possible. So,
I mean, you could even use the explosives for the assassination.
Through that.
Well, there is that. Okay.
So, Jim, is there much to it other than just going and getting the explosives?
Well, going and getting the explosives is fine. Getting out of the shipyard with them without anybody asking why you have boxes labeled 1.4 explosives might require some work.
So, Lachelle and Pritt, if we do need, to spin a story. Where we're outfitting droids for a mining operation.
Yep, I can sell that.
Sounds perfect for me.
Okay, so you guys head on.
Definitely not to raid an Imperial outpost.
I mean,
you guys head on out to the space docks. There's a section said commercial vehicles over here, so you're pointed with a little line as there's just some usual Imperial security guys, nothing fancy. Pointing over to the, what's the ship's sleuth you're looking for? You give them the number and they point the direction for you. You see a beat up old transport. It's got Quorum's Mining Consortium Company stenciled and then blown up a couple times probably, and carbon scored over. And it's got the adjacent cargo unit that's basically its own Connex kind of deal. And you've got the radio channel to radio the pilot who should be in his cockpit. Yeah. Tell him who you are and you're here to pick up the things.
That's right.
Yep, we just walk up with the head hung low and the cap covering the face, and just hand him the paperwork, have him approve it, and we go grab our shit.
Hand him the paperwork. He just asks for the clearance code from the cockpit, and as soon as you give him the clearance code, he clicks a button and the Connex opens up.
Perfect.
Yep.
As he says, the manifest is just inside the door. Make sure you sign it. I've got you on camera, so that's good enough.
Perfect.
Now, when you go through this bevy of mining explosive equipment, is there anything specific you're grabbing?
You think we can get away with armor-piercing grenades?
Oh yeah, you could totally get away with those.
Don't know why not.
As you pull up a bandolier full of grenades.
Okay. You're catching me on trying to look through as quick as possible here, Jim.
As quick as possible. I gave you the link a while ago.
I know, but I've been doing other stuff.
You had, all night.
Those belts, those we want a few of those belts. Those will come in handy.
Going in loaded for space station. All right.
No, that would be those explosives we used for the last mission where we blew up the space station.
Did anybody else hear in the new D&D books, drinking a healing potion is now a bonus action?
Oh, really? Yeah,
All I
I don't
gotta
know.
say is lame.
Why'd they change it?
It's one of a bunch of big other changes they've made. Just
Yeah,
like now,
like-
since there's always the problem with the magic rules for bonus action spells and action spells, they've now made it that you only can cast one spell on your turn, whether it's a bonus action or a action.
Well, and they screwed the cleric because the weapon is now
spiritual
concentration.
Weapon. Yeah, which makes using it a lot more difficult.
Yeah, when half of their spells are freaking concentration. So.
Ooh, shape charges. We could use some shape charges.
Have we stalled long enough for you?
Oh, I'm only about halfway through this list, Jim.
Okay, so I'll also throw it out there that
you want some rocket launchers?
Humble Bundle. Nope, no rocket launchers, just explosives. Humble Bundle does have the BattleTech games on sale, looks like, and Star Wars X-Wing. The whole collection, apparently. They've got a couple different Star Wars collections.
Nice.
And let's see, what else can we talk about here?
Micro rockets.
Sins 2 is out. I don't know if you played Sins of Solar Empire or not, but great.
I didn't know that was out yet.
Yeah, great game if you've ever played the old one. Great multiplayer, real-time strategy type. Build, expand, and stuff. And if you like board games, Clank. They have Clank also.
Clank's always fun.
On digital.
For actual board gaming.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever played Clank.
Oh,
so
Clank
what about some detonite charges too? That would be the last one I'd be interested in, I think.
There would be some detonite charges. Do you really want detonite charges?
I mean, for destroying stockpiles of weapons, they may be good, yeah.
Okay.
Let me look up. Hang on. Let me look it up in the book because they don't give you a good description of them in Odd Dudes. So, dangerous covenants.
And make sure you look at the damage classification.
Yeah.
All it has is a damage mod. Where do you see damage classification?
On the damage.
No, it's probably damage 15, damage mod plus 10. Let me pull it up on page 55. Like book's better anyway. Blast radius is short, so it's better than the shape charges I was talking about.
True.
Ooh, what's this plasma? That has me
there's plasma, damage 12, short, blast 10, limited ammo 1, restricted.
Yep. Plasma's actually medium, so that would be good.
It's a bigger explosion.
Yep. Yeah, if we can do plasmic charges, that would be perfect.
Wait, what? What is this I've been missing?
What
Back attack Mark 127 concealable disc launcher.
Oh. Yeah, those are super fun.
Where do you find that at?
My Og Dudes.
Under what?
Bankruptcy. Explosives and others. Weapon, thanks to Imperial meddling. Back attack is a small projectile launcher worn around the wrist like a chrono. It fires bursts of small, extremely sharp discs that can shred armor and flesh like flechette.
Have you ever seen I Come in Peace?
I can't remember.
Come in Peace.
Really old sci-fi where an alien comes and he has a DVD shooter.
It's a hard concealed perception check. It's got all kinds of extra notes to it.
Yeah, so Jim, plasma over detonate.
Plasma over detonate, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Much rather do the plasma charges.
Okay, now the question is, this cargo unit's got the standard cargo boxes. All of them have stencils of the same company on there. So, like, each cargo container could hold roughly 72 grenades of this size. Probably needs 2 people to carry it out. How many of y'all are in here to get this? And how much stuff are you taking out?
Probably only 1 crate worth, I would think.
1 cargo box?
Yeah, 1 cargo box full of stuff that has the lovely like assortment of what we're looking for.
A large steam chest size box. Okay.
Yep.
So are you telling him delivery complete and he can take off, or are you wanting him to stick around?
I think once we have the explosives, he can take off, yes?
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why not. Unless he's got an RGL 318 rotary grenade launcher.
No grenade launchers. It's just explosives.
We can just stand outside the fence and just start blowing stuff up.
And then come the AT-AT.
Fine. No fun. You just said no rockets, so.
No projectiles, just explosives.
Okay. Let me. You know, what would. Are there ion grenades in there at all?
There are no ion grenades. Those are not explosive.
Well, they are, just not a standard explosive.
They're electrifying.
Yes.
Besides, one doesn't put ion grenades and explosive grenades in the same ship.
Oh, you said no grenades, yeah. So those armor-piercing grenades are out.
Well, I'll count no grenade launcher grenades.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no launchers.
So there's explosives, but there's no projectile launching
grenades.
All right. Because I was thinking the ion grenades would be really useful against all the droid stuff if needed. So, all right.
Was there anything else I really said besides the plasma grenades, explosive belts, and the armor-piercing grenades?
That's all I recall.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean...
shaped charges.
I thought you gave up on those for the plasmas.
Did I? I gave up on the detonite charges for the plasma. Yeah, we don't need the shaped charges either. Those have a short range of engaged, so...
Well, the reason why it's engaged is you have to go up and stick the shaped charge on the thing you're blowing up. It can't be thrown like, you can't C4 with a detonator and chuck it short distance.
Yeah, but we could still blow up crates of weapons with them, yeah? So
Yeah.
Yep.
It
So
just
shaped
means
charges.
you have to get engaged as he starts shoving shaped charges between the grenades.
Yep. So there, I think that's our list because we are definitely not getting to use them tonight.
Okay, so
I mean, thermal detonators do 20 damage, but just saying.
And Jim, if you wanna at your leisure, give us, how many of each of those can we fit into one side, one chest worth?
So basically, 72 is the magic number since those are all hand-sized objects.
Perfect.
So you can do the math on the configuration as, you guys have the crate. 2 of you are holding each side of the crate, carrying it out. As you get to the checkout gate, there's a little rolling scanning machine that you can put cargo containers on, and they scan them. I'm assuming someone is going to want to talk and not have the box scanned, right?
Don't look at me.
I think that would be a great idea. One of our deceptive people, perhaps.
Yes.
You want to get it, Prit?
I'll get it.
Thankfully,
I'm going to give you a blue.
Oh.
Okay.
So you doing anything else to give yourself a advantage?
Let's see
one
here.
does not want to get arrested at the spaceport for coming off a ship with explosives. Or do we want something interesting to happen?
No. We
Mission
don't want
fails
anything
before it
interesting
even
to happen,
starts.
which is why I flipped a point.
Okay, I got
You
your
flip the
upgrade
point
in there.
And here, where is my deception? Deception's up here. All right, we're ready.
Yep.
Here I go. Here I lie.
Oh, I was so
Wow.
hoping some bad stuff would happen.
Wow, I threw
So,
that blue in there. And
as you go up there and you start talking to the security guy, what related to this situation are you going to get for all those advantage? You're going to have to think on this one.
Yeah.
What crate?
Exactly. My guys aren't carrying a crate. They're carrying luggage from the long journey they just took.
You don't need to see our identification. And that's just with the 3 successes. You succeeded on whatever your deception is with this gentleman. He's not caring about what's in your cargo container or going to remember you guys 5 minutes from now.
Okay, because that's what I was just going to say for some of those advantage. He doesn't even remember seeing us, but if that's part of the success, perfect.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's increase the value of goods gained through the action.
Ignore that because it's not like you got any goods. So
yeah, I know. I'm trying to
you're
figure
gonna
out
have to
what
come up with it on your own. Time to put your thinking
Get those
cap
in
on.
some extra bombs. Here, we have a special on these today.
Oh, you're the bomb disposal unit? Here, have a grenade. I found some kids playing with this ion grenade. Come on, think about it. You schmooze the guy at the security desk. You got a ton of advantages there. Come on, you got something good. I know you do.
He gives us express passes to get into and out of the port without having to be checked on future endeavors.
That would just be for 3. What about the other 4?
Oh.
Now he's got to come up with the other 4.
Any ships coming in and out of here?
Yeah, there's ships coming out all day long.
No. Ships from or going to said location. No.
Nope.
Okay. It's just that
Unfortunately, those are coming straight from orbit.
Okay. It didn't hurt to try.
What about trying to formulate, because I had a thought at the tip of my brain, but it fell away. Now I'm trying to pull it back.
So we could always pirate one of the ships coming down and fly it in ourselves.
Well, this is deception for walking out.
No, I know. I'm just throwing out another access point.
What about he becomes a contact for us for any
port needs or
any like smuggling activity or anything like that that's coming through the port.
Okay, Agent Soren, Port Authority. Call him the Authority. So, Prit, make sure to put him on your character as one of your contacts. You must have used a face that he is similar with for doing nefarious shit. He obviously mistaken you for some nefarious type that he was expecting not to shake down on the way out. And are you possibly muted, Prick? Because I haven't heard you in a while.
It looks like he is muted. Oh, no, he's muted in Roll20, not in Skype. Never mind.
Ah.
Yeah.
Hello, Brett.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Gunter.
Jim just asked you if you were there.
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I didn't.
He's so in shock with all those advantages.
Yeah, no, I've been deep in my head trying to think of anything, and it's like I'm.
We just gave you 2 solid ideas.
Would you like those ideas, or would you like them to repeat those ideas?
Well, one of the ideas I was following on the Express Pass.
The second idea was he is now an informant for you, Agent Soren, Port Authority. So add him to your list of informants, and he will report underworld activities to us as needed or wanted.
Yes.
Because he likes you.
Yes, because I'm smarmy.
As a great way to get onto a ship without nobody knowing.
Yeah.
I am accepting these suggestions.
Okay, so you guys get in your vehicle and you head back to base with a box full of explosives. How can this go wrong?
Well, let me count the ways.
Right?
I can think of 72.
So currently, I'm sure your plans are to send mouse droids with explosives in the sewers, load up one of your vehicles with explosives and attack the gate, sneak Steamy inside the pickup truck, and get
drop
in your
grenades
ship,
from our ship.
and drop grenades from orbit while fighting off TIE fighters. These are all 4 excellent attack patterns that may combine together work.
Yeah, so how many mouse droids do we have sitting around our shop that are available?
You have at least 2.
Oh,
Unfortunately, the Widow McGregor is picking up her mouse droid in 48 hours.
2's not enough. We need like 10 or 20 of them.
I'm sure we could procure those. It's all part of our master plan to attack from multiple directions at the same time. Split the party in 4. Perfect.
Come on, y'all. Seen Wanted. You need 100 mouse droids with 100 explosives.
But we only have 72.
Yeah.
Some are decoys, that's all.
Yeah, the plan falls apart right there.
So we'll say
that's our sticking point.
We'll say now that you've got your explosives,
I mean, they're only 200 each.
Now somebody's getting ready to go on a shopping spree and buy all the mouse droids that Zolmart has available. Why are you buying so many mouse droids?
I can buy us 25 of them. Michelle can buy us 40 of them at least. So yeah, we're off to a good start. That's 65 right there.
And when the truck doors open and all of these mouse droids come spilling out, all seeking the same person with explosives, going.
Could you just imagine a whole horde of that all at the same time?
God.
And while the stormtroopers and bodyguards are shooting mouse droids, you have your opening.
Exactly.
The mouse droid apocalypse. And after that, mouse droids become illegal.
Right?
Exactly. That's been our goal all along because we're sick and tired of repairing them. It's a whole reason for our rebel cell on this planet is we just wanted to stop the use of mouse droids.
That was your secret objective all along.
Yeah, they're cheap. People don't want to pay any real good money to repair them.
Yep, they break a lot. Always running into things.
Well, people kick them all the time. That's what breaks them.
Be careful.
And if you're a Mandalorian fan, you know that you don't mess with mouse droid.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we've got 4 ways in. We've got 72 different explosives. We've got
I'm
10
thinking-
experience.
Nice. I'm thinking keep it simple and just 19 of each.
19 of each is keeping it simple. Okay.
What do you mean 19 of each?
There's 4 different types of
plasma
explosives.
charges, explosive
19
belts.
of each explosive.
What? That we're carrying?
No, that were in the crate.
Because
So you've got 19 suicide belts.
right?
We can use them on future missions.
Yeah.
Tozen
I
wants
don't
you
know.
to look like 1990s comic book heroes with belts everywhere.
Exactly.
Because grenades
no,
are
Jim,
1
we'll,
encumbrance each.
We'll come up with the breakdown of the explosives at some point. Maybe we'll discuss it on Friday.
Great. Just what we need in a public discussion.
Half the people at the table aren't going to have any clue what we're talking about anyway. Hey, yeah, so how many explosive belts do you think we should bring?
Yes, it's the other people listening in the current state of the world and talking about explosives and blowing up a depot. And
Are you sure we're going to have enough shaped charges? What about those armor-piercing grenades?
The important thing is our phones will already be telling the NSA all about us.
Right, exactly.
Absolutely. So, speaking of the phones listening and targeting you, what's that Dave Bautista movie where he's got the little girl, something spy, My Spy. My Spy. So I have
a delightful movie.
This movie hasn't even been on my radar, right? And then one day I go to lunch with my former boss, Linda. She retired. We still go to lunch every once in a while. Her husband, I know him too. He came to lunch. And she asks me, she's like, have you ever watched the movie My Spy? And I'm like, no. And she's, oh, yeah, with Dave Bautista. It's really good. You should watch it. Like an hour later, I pull up Facebook on my phone. And there's an advertisement for My Spy.
Oh, yeah.
And now it's being recommended on my Netflix. My Spy.
Of course.
My Spy. Yep.
Prime Video.
Yeah, no, they're not listening at all. Nope.
Of course not. No. It's just a conspiracy there.
Now have it
it's
show
not
up.
the ISB
Explosives.
listening.
I was supposed to show up in my Amazon shopping list now.
Right? Just wait until Alexa asks you, would you like me to order you My Spy? All right, so 10 experience points. We have 4 possible ways in, bunch of explosives, and next session we'll figure out which of those ways we want to go about getting in and start this mission up.
Yep.
Options.
Give it some
lots of options.
Give it some thoughts. But just as a point, grenades are 1 encumbrance. So as far as carrying, you can only carry so many.
Yep. Another thing to keep in mind, everyone, is before next session, please try to figure out if there is any specialized gear you want to bring. At the beginning of the session, I mentioned things like sound dampeners and scanners to detect surveillance equipment. We are going to run into a lot of traps and surveillance equipment on this mission. So if you have Ogdudes, take a look in there at some of the espionage surveillance stuff, see if there's anything that strikes your fancy. Otherwise, I think Jim has once upon a time shared the what's that book? Not Strongholds, it's
Ciphers and
Ciphers and Masks.
And
There's another
also
one.
Dangerous Covenants got a lot of explosives too.
Yep.
Well,
not just explosives.
But other.
Is it Special Modifications that has a lot of the equipment stuff in it?
Special Modifications
Probably.
has some of the explosives that are not military based, but engineering wise based.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking, Jim, more from an
espionage
espionage standpoint. Yeah. But Ogdudes is probably your best bet because it'll have everything and it'll be nicely listed under espionage and whatever.
You know, stuff to alter your looks or whatever.
And
masking
if you check that
signals.
link, there's the Wikipedia has on the internet a lot of the equipment listed too, and it'll tell you what book you can find the equipment in.
Yep, so that is your homework. Please, please, please do it before next session, because I don't want to be the only one who's making suggestions. I have finite brain capacity, and I don't come up with all the good ideas, I promise.
He's spending all his blue dice.
All right, guys. Good night.
Yep, have a good night. Thanks all.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Have a good night, guys.
Bye.